breakfast again. Here we are. Today I'm having something so simple, banana milk. I've got 5 bananas and some chilled water, and I've just blended it up. I'm about to go down to the local organic markets and just pick up a tiny little bit of produce because I'm leaving for Kuala Lumpur tomorrow morning. So it's just enough to get me through tomorrow. Today and early tomorrow. Today I want to talk to you about abundance. The reason I want to talk about abundance is I run a forum which is probably one of the largest fruitarian forums in the world. It's called Raw Vegan Fruitarian for Life. And I have many different people come on there with many different opinions. But ultimately, the group's about my beliefs and what I believe is the right thing for me, and that's my message that I'm putting out to the world. I preach abundance in fruit and tender greens. Why would someone tell somebody to eat abundance of fruit and greens when we've got so many so-called experts saying, oh, fruit's deadly, too much sugar. We've got people bringing out diets called the no sugar diet. We've got diabetic experts telling us to have high protein diets, which effectively is affecting every organ in their body. It's never healing people from diabetes. All it is doing is keeping it under control while they're pumping their insulin shots into them. Doesn't seem like a great way to live. Why am I preaching abundance of fruit and vegetables? Well, for many reasons, but ultimately I come from calorie restriction, heavy calorie restricting, and I used to teach people calorie restricting. I used to tell people you can eat what you like as long as it fits into your daily budget. I calorie restricted for many years, and I was a lot smaller than I am now, and I'm on the road to healing, and I can see the weight slowly coming off because I'm building myself into a lifestyle of abundance. I was hungry all the time. I had anxiety all the time. My body packed up. My hormones became completely unbalanced. I ended up having really heavily bad cystic acne, like the worst. It was so painful. You can see I don't have cystic acne underneath my jawline any longer. Still got some scarring. It's a work in progress. I have been raw now for 16 months, but I teach abundance. I have taught starvation for so many years, and I have seen the effects it's had on predominantly women because I've predominantly coached women. And I'm talking, I've coached hundreds and thousands of women. At one stage I was seeing up to 1,000 women a week. So I have worked with a lot of people. And I realised over time calorie restriction just doesn't work. It works in the short term, and if you're crazy like me, you may be able to last it at long term, but how does it affect your body? For me, it affected me mentally heavily because I would restrict constantly, day in, day out, and I over-exercise, but then I'd hit a point, bang, where something would trigger and I would binge for hours and hours. Then I would beat myself up. I would tell myself the most dreadful things. You're hopeless, you're a loser, you can't do this, you can't do anything, you're going to be fat. And that is the one thing, and I became obsessed with being skinny, but nothing was ever enough for me. And the day after I would binge, I would wake up in the morning and I would restrict all day, and I would overexert myself on exercise. It wasn't a great way to live. I had constant anxiety because I was living on Diet Cola and things like that, and eventually my whole body packed up, which I've gone over these things many times in many of my videos. So watch any of my videos, especially how I changed my life video, I'll put the link in there, and you can understand exactly what I did to my body. I've also got a video on the understanding the difference between calorie restriction and calorie management, which I'll link in there to help you further grow on this raw lifestyle. I promote this raw lifestyle because when I found 80-10-10, I started reading it and I was like, wow, there's actually a lifestyle that you can eat abundance, feel great, energized, and I'm not going to put on weight. And, you know, let's be honest, who wants to put on weight? Unless you need to put on weight. Nobody wants to put on weight. Everybody wants to have a body that they're proud of on the outside as well as in the inside. And I, for a long time, had a body that I was proud of on the outside, but I was very, very sick on the inside, and it was starting to reflect on the outside through my poor skin, my feet packing up, my back packing up, every part of me packing up because it wasn't getting the nutrients that it needed. So I teach abundance. I don't teach people when they're first coming into this lifestyle to get into fasting. I don't teach them to get into anything else. I teach them to build the fundamentals of a raw lifestyle. The basic fundamentals of a raw lifestyle is to eat fruit and to eat as much of it as possible until you're satisfied. And this, I assure you, will make you happy. I mean, seriously, how many people have you met that are happy when they're hungry? Nobody. You're not happy when you're hungry because all you're thinking about is your tummy screaming out, feed me, feed me. And that's affecting your mind, your thoughts, every part of you, and it affects your body. You feel tired, you feel exhausted, you feel grumpy, you don't have that sense of mental clarity that you have when you're eating. And it is so important when you're starting this lifestyle to eat. I see people over and over start this lifestyle who come from probably similar backgrounds to me. They're restricting, dieting, and are trying to get off the weight loss merry-go-round for life. And my aim has always been to get off that weight loss merry-go-round for life and to teach people how to get off the merry-go-round for life. And I never thought I'd find it, but I did through finding 80-10-10, a natural hygiene diet, eating the way our forefathers originally ate, the natural diet of man. And when we eat the natural diet of man, we can eat abundance. And when I say abundance, I do. I eat over 2,000 calories a day, and I'm not putting on weight. And it's been a long process to get my weight off. I'm not going to tell people this is a quick fix. If you want them, go into your local chemist. There's plenty of powdered shake diets that you can go in, but I assure you, you won't last long term on them because there's nothing worse than not eating. So, really give this lifestyle a crack. Focus on eating. Don't focus on fasting, because I watch people time and time again when they start fasting, they fast. Next thing you know, I see them on different forums and they're eating pizzas or they're eating cooked food or they're eating whatever else. They're not building the basic foundations required to sustain a raw diet long term. You want to sustain a raw diet long term, you need to eat enough fruit. Your body needs carbohydrates. Your body thrives on carbohydrates. When you're eating enough food, you will sustain this lifestyle. It is so important. I hear people all the time, I break by dinner time. You break by dinner time because you haven't eaten enough. I've got a rule that I stick with myself if I'm craving other food. And look, it happens from time to time because different emotions that we feel trigger different food, because food has been such a big part of our culture. You might feel happy, like celebrating, I want to go out for dinner and eat. You might feel sad, I usually go for the ice cream, whatever. And it's teaching yourself that new mindset to be able to deal with those emotions as well. But let's leave that to another video. Let's just talk about the satisfaction. If you are craving food, rule number 1, eat fruit. When you eat fruit, and when I say eat fruit, don't go and grab yourself 2 grapes and say, no, I still feel like that hot dog. Grab a massive bunch of grapes and eat them until you're full. After you can feel that you're full, ask yourself, do I still feel like that hot dog? No, you're not going to feel like it because you're satisfied. You've given your body what it needs. When you give your body the nutrients that it needs, it won't be asking for other things. I've had many times where I've undereaten on this lifestyle, especially when I first started traveling, because I had to get myself into a new routine to prepare and organise myself, and I'd crave other food. And the only reason I was craving that food was because I was hungry. Don't allow yourself to be hungry on this lifestyle. Make sure that you eat abundance. Don't fall for all the there's so much out there in this real world, and you'll hear people say, oh, you've got to have days where you starve, or you shouldn't eat till lunchtime, and I'm superior because I don't eat till 3 in the afternoon, whatever. You are so new to this lifestyle, and if you are new to this lifestyle, don't start moving into all of that other stuff. Build foundations. My first year as a raw vegan, I filled up. I probably was eating 3,500 to 4,000 calories when I first started on this lifestyle. I'm not eating that much now because my body doesn't require it. And I'm used to that feeling of feeling light, whereas when you first start, you're not used to that feeling because you're used to having cooked food and you're used to feeling heavy. So if I felt hungry, I would eat. I ate a lot of dates because they gave me that satisfaction that I needed. I had a fair bit of dehydrated food. I'd always have dehydrated crackers on hand. I'd always make dehydrated pizzas and stuff like that. I'm not a huge promoter of dehydrated food because it dehydrates your body. However, when you're transitioning, you need to do what you have to do in order to stick to this lifestyle. If you feel the need to eat 1 to 2 avocados, I'm not recommending anyone long term eat 1 to 2 avocados in a day. But if you feel the need to eat 1 to 2 avocados in your salad and that helps you stay satisfied, put it in there. I ate a lot more nuts and seeds than I do now. In fact, I don't eat them at all. But I needed them early doors in order for me to be satisfied on this lifestyle. The most important thing when starting out on this lifestyle is to ensure your body is receiving enough food, because ultimately most people fail on this lifestyle because they don't eat enough. So you can read and get into all these other groups because I see them with all this other mumbo jumbo. Do this, stand on your leg, put the air in this way, urinate in a glass, do whatever they've got you doing. But long term, if you want to succeed on 80-10-10, just concentrate on eating fruit. Don't worry about anything else. Block out all the other noise. Just eat fruit. And this is coming from somebody who tried and tried again to be successful on this lifestyle. I started my own group because there was too much of the other noise going on in the other groups, and I knew something in my head told me I'm never gonna be successful with all this other stuff, because all it does is revert me back into my binge eating ways and my calorie restrictive ways. I promote abundance. I know that it is the groundbreaking way to be successful on this lifestyle, and this is coming from somebody who has worked with many people who suffer eating disorders. If I'm speaking to you and you are one of those people who comes from calorie restricting and binge eating and all those different things, please listen to what I'm saying. Eat plenty of fruits. Fill yourself up with that, and you'll be satisfied, and you long term will thrive on this lifestyle. I'm Jade. This is the Rawsome Truth. Get your fruit on, eat abundance, love life, and live free. Bye for now.